It's my experience that you can spend weeks, months, many months tweaking, changing and updating a website. Regardless, at some point, it's got to go out there, and there's always a couple steps to the SEO process you want to go through before you take it live. Now, I have returned to the W3C Consortium's site. That's the World Wide Web Consortium. We looked at this in an earlier movie for validating our code, and we're going to do a quick check on this. And horrors of horrors, I expect it to have lots of errors, lots of problems. But if you go to the validator tool here at validator.w3.org/, put in the URL of any SEO site you're working on and check it, validate the code, they're going to run through here and detect it. And of course, I've got lots of problems. The page is not valid HTML, transitional, so I'll have my webmaster go in there and add whatever I need fixed to that. There's something with alt not specified. There's lots of errors. Well, actually not that many. It looks like there's only 5, so that's not too bad. So being an SEO expert and not an HTML expert or JavaScript expert, any of that, I would have my webmaster go through there. So that's a very important step before actually submitting your pages out there on the web, which is the next series of movies coming up. The other thing we always want to do is this. We want to also go over to a tool like, for instance, a Bruce Clay tool. And Bruce Clay certainly is not the only person who does this, but we can go into a Bruce Clay SEO tool set and go into one of our pages. And one of the best tools in here is called the Single Page Keyword Density Analyzer. That's a mouthful, isn't it? What does this do? What does this Bruce Clay tool actually do? Well, by clicking on Keyword Density Analyzer, it will go into the Santa Monica Carousel HTML page that we've built. And this is actually an old photo of it when I first started working on it many months ago, before I even made this video. And if we scroll down in this tool, we can see how many times keywords were listed from a keyword list we established. So we can see that my name was actually used 4 times on some of the other pages that you'll see live on the web. And keywords assigned to the page, like Santa Monica Carousel, we're very familiar with that by now, the pier. And the most interesting part is when we start getting into the meta tags and drilling down. And the SEO tool set by Bruce Clay will give us some very powerful statistics. For instance, here's the page title that we, if you did all the exercise files, if you actually went in there and did this with me, we put in this Santa Monica Carousel, a fan's love story, right into our page title. You may recall that. And it will say how many times the words were used, and if a stop word was used, like the word A is most likely a stop word, and the tool will actually give you a acceptable, a thumbs up or a thumbs down if it doesn't work. And ours has 6 words, and Bruce Clay tools are saying that we should be using between 6 and 12 words. So certainly that's acceptable. And our meta tag, there it is. We can see our keywords highlighted here very nicely. And this is also acceptable. According to the SEO tool set, we should be using between 12 and 24. Looks like we've just hit the max out number, so we made it in there. And our keywords list. Now, this one's interesting because I tend to always get this missing, a word or two. And what does that really mean? It means that in our meta keywords, that there's a word missing from it that is either in the title or the meta description. No biggie. I wouldn't worry too much about it. And here again, this is just Bruce's take on it, that the keywords should be between 0 and 48. But I frankly have seen up to 1,000 keywords on some websites. So it's your call how many you want to put in there. I'm perfectly happy with around 50, to tell you the truth. Our heading information, we learned about our heading tags, and again, we only had a couple, and there were only 35 words used in our heading statistics, and it looks like we used an H3. They weren't in sequence. Mr. Clay likes these in sequence, but again, I don't think that's a hard, fast rule, but we made the acceptable length here. I don't use comment tags, and of course, I do use alt tags, as you recall, and we have 50 words in our image alt tag, so that also passed muster. That's acceptable. And down here, link. So I could spend hours here, and frankly, I've spent months in this stuff, poring over all these statistics, tweaking until I've got those acceptables showing up through this report. So you can actually test drive this for free on the SEO Toolset page. And just a couple more things. There's a grade level of user visible text. Then there's the breakdown of one-word word phrases. Oh my goodness, it goes on and on. 2 words, 3 words, and where they're appearing in the meta tags. It gets pretty deep here in all this. And I guess one of my favorite things to show you, and we'll end this movie here in just a minute, is the spider results. And this is what the spider sees. Remember, I should really say the spider reads these words, does not see. So the spider is actually reading that we have this H3 tag here and an H3 tag here, and there's a nice H2 tag there. This is what the spider is reading, and the spider is very happy because the spider is seeing some nice keyword descriptions and headings and titles all over here. And here's some comments, the words that were used in here too, and image tags. Here's all my image tags. So this is a very nice report because every single image tag now is located right over here. And here's my links out to different partners. And here's all the link text, the actual URLs going out, either absolute or relative links. And more text. This is the story that's taking place. And it even tells me I have 802 words on that one single page. Also, my stop words. Look at this. So this is a great tool. Check it out. Mr. Clay lets people use it's actually several of these tools for free. So when you are about ready to submit your website or the pages to the search engines, it really pays to use some of these tools like the Market Leap tool, and the Enquiro tool, Bruce Clay SEO tool set, some of the free tools out there, Word Tracker, Google, the Yahoo Term Selector tool. Use them all, check your stuff, and when you've got a nice thumbs up from some of these tools or a combination of the tools, then you're ready to submit to the search engines.